The Bank of Japan insists it's going to remain accommodative. Is that going to be the case?
Yes, I think so. And Bank of Japan is unlikely to change the current monetary policy because Bank of Japan still continue the cost push inflation is still the temporary because the Japanese economy is not fully recovered and domestic demand is not recovered yet. In this case, the high inflation as the import prices is going to harm the economy. That's why the Bank of Japan is considered this the current monetary policies. It could be appropriate to mitigate the negative impact of the high import prices to the economy in terms of the consumer prices.
What would prompt the Bank of Japan to change its policy framework?
It's probably needed to see the continued increase in consumer prices the core inflation, and at the same time the wage increase simultaneously. Otherwise, the Bank of Japan otherwise change their look, their policy standpoint.
Harumi, given the uncharacteristic weakness we've seen in the Japanese yen at this point, would you say we're now at the lowest levels possible?
Possibly, yes, because the Federal Reserve intends to aggressive policy rate hikes, even as the economy is going to slow down. But the Bank of Japan is unlikely to change for the near term. That means this is more encouraging the Japanese investor to invest the U.S. dollar asset, and also the foreign investor to borrow the yen to invest low interest rate and invest U.S. dollar. So it means that the yen could be much continue to weaker unless the market climate change, such as the concern, increasing the concern about the global economy or outlook of the slower U.S. interest rates. Otherwise, the global geographic risk is increased.
And Harumi,